What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Friday Night Chill with Will. This is episode 13? Yeah, 13. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well tonight. Colin is first in the chat. What's up? Sorry if I am not as interactive with the chat tonight. I messed up the plugin I use so I can display the chat on the screen with me, and so I could have it on my dashboard in OBS. So yeah, it's probably not going to be as fluid as it usually is because the extension I use, it doesn't auto update, so I have to manually update it, and I didn't read the part where it said don't uninstall it, don't uninstall everything and reinstall it, just copy and paste these things and it will update your thing. So yeah, read before you start doing stuff. And like the weird part is I cannot for the life of me remember how I set up this thing in OBS. I have it here, all the settings are there, and I'm looking at the same page I looked at when I downloaded it, but I have no idea how the hell I did any of this. So that's fun. But anywho, enough of that. We're not here to talk about that. I just wanted to go off on that, I guess, for a bit. But yeah, so tonight, I really had no idea what I was talking about for the podcast, but luckily I woke up this morning and grabbed my phone to open social media like you do, and the very first thing that loaded on my timeline on Twitter was a Cosmic Fury trailer. So that's cool. I feel like everything with Cosmic Fury, or most of it with Cosmic Fury, at least the last couple things for sure, that exact scenario has been the same. I wake up, I grab my phone, and open a social media app. It doesn't have to be one or the other. Okay, everyone leave me alone. Yeah, I'll open up an app and then there's just something Cosmic Fury related, like something important happening. It happened with the theme song a couple weeks ago, and it literally happened with this thing today. So, and today it happened like right as it like came out. Like it was like 2 minutes after it had been posted. So yeah, anyway, so that was cool. So we're gonna go over that tonight. We're gonna kind of do like a breakdown type of thing. We're gonna go over the whole freaking thing bit by bit and dissect what we can, and we will we'll go from there. So I guess so the way we got this trailer, it wasn't actually a proper trailer that is released like normal. It's just the preview thing that loads when you're scrolling through on Netflix and like a trailer just starts. So it's that type of thing. So that means we couldn't, like, no one could get like a complete HD encode of everything, because heaven forbid you try and publicize something on Netflix. So I found the highest quality encode I think I could find that is out there now, but I do know that there are galleries with higher resolution screenshots, and we will be going through those as well, because there is some stuff posted on Ranger Board. Ranger Board tweeted them out this morning to a thread on the forums with all that. So that's just gonna kind of help us with like looking into details and stuff like that. But for the most part, we will just kind of skim through the trailer first. Let me pull that up over on my other screen and make sure everything is muted so you guys can't hear anything. Yes, I think we should be good. So let's go ahead and... Oh, that's... Okay. You need to... have... All my stuff is weird. Okay. Moving some things around. And let's transition to this. I am so glad I made this presentation slide. I did not think it was going to come in so handy. But yeah, so anyway, let's get into it. So we have the opening shot right here. The Rangers get their new cosmic morphers with the cosmic orbs or whatever. Javi's got his robot arm. I thought this was Zato at first on the left, but that is a blue jacket, so, you know, Power Rangers logic, that's obviously Billy. And also you can tell it's just like a older white gentleman there, and not not Russell Curry. So we see them with their little orbs or whatever, and them inserting the orbs into the thing. So we get to see how it actually works, and let me just say the prop looks really good. It's got that black paint on the inside with the little arrow, the gold arrows on either, you know, like on the corners and stuff. It looks really good. I think the toy can look this good if you paint it enough. It's just unfortunate not all of these details were able to be captured in the Morpher toy. But yeah, as far as the orb thing, you know, I don't think anybody, well, I say anybody, but I think most people like just accepted that we weren't doing the Q-Tamas completely, you know, 1-1. We were just gonna do orbs, you know, just circle crystal things. And so they put them in here, but I think this might be the only time they do it, like when they actually get them for the first time, because I can't just see them, like, you know, pulling a cosmic orb out of their Toku pocket, you know what I mean? But yeah, so we get to see the morph call. It is still linked to Morphin Grid. It's just they close the thing now, and then the front. I thought this part was cool. The front of the morpher actually lights up, and that will go into the sequence because we get to actually see the full morph sequence for, I guess, the core 4 on this team. And so they use the morpher as sort of like a projector type of thing, and it projects the dinosaur spirits. So they're still using the dino thing, but they're gonna have the cosmic powers. I'm still confused on how exactly this part works, because is it supposed to be, are the cosmic things supposed to be like an upgrade, or, you know, are they just like a power up or something, or do the other, I don't know, like, just the way it works, it's interesting, because I don't really get it, because their Zords are just going to be animal based. So yeah, it's very weird. And then we have the return of the backflip to morph sequences, which is super cool. This is, like, honestly, that was my requirement, and you know what, they met it. It is honestly that it is a little, like, kind of weird looking. I feel like it could have been a little bit faster, if we're being super nitpicky. But yeah, so they backflip into the animal, get their suits on and their belts form, and then they land. A lot of cool angles, I think, that just make the entire sequence look more dynamic than we've been seeing. They are still just putting renders of the helmets at the end, which is unfortunate, because they still look really flat. Izzy's is like the worst. I feel like they kind of got it right with the other three, but like Izzy's is just, I don't know, it's so very clearly a picture, you know what I mean? I don't know, it's it's just a small nitpick I have, but I will say overall the sequence is pretty cool. It's a nice little, not not predecessor, but successor. Why did I say it weird that one time? A nice successor to the Dino Fury morph. Oh, Gary's here. Hey, Gary. I want to know if we're getting a morph for Heckle. As someone who didn't read the comics, how important is he? I mean, Heckle had a pretty significant role in a good portion of the comics. So, I mean, he was in a whole arc, and he did get involved quite a bit with Shattered Grid and other stuff. So, it would be cool if Heckle got a morph sequence. I mean, just with any of these guys, I mean, the fact that they even made a morph sequence for 10 episodes is honestly, I like that. We probably will not see them do it individually on screen because, you know, Simon has said that, but I mean, you never know. So Simon could be fucking trolling us for all we know, but you never know. But yeah, so I mean, they made a morph sequence for the Cosmic Fury Rangers, so you know, maybe they'll make one for Heckle too, because I think Heckle isn't gonna be in all the in all the Cosmic Fury episodes, but I think he's gonna be probably at the beginning and like right at the end. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but it is exciting though. Seeing, because today was our confirmation that we're actually seeing Heckle in the show or as the Dark Ranger. We pretty much everything up until this point has just been, you know, not rumors, but you know, it's just like stuff we've heard about. But this is the first time we've ever actually seen something. And you know, when stuff like this happens, I just can't help but wonder, man, how much cooler would this have been if we would have found out today that Heckle was going to be in Cosmic Fury and not like a year ago when they were filming. You know, like that would have been so cool to find this out. Okay, let me see if I'm missing really anything. Oh, we got Ollie right here, probably pre. Oh, good, my chat overlay thing is on here. Huh, I did not know that. Okay, well, can I turn it off? Yes, I can. I have the power to do that. Cool. It just looks weird, and I just don't want the chat there the whole time. I have it pulled up right here, so I'll read it. But yeah, so we got Ollie, looks like pre-brainwash or whatever's going on with him because he's still in his Dino Fury suit. So this is probably like from the first episode when all the stuff's going down because Amelia's wearing pink so remember Power Ranger rules. She's the Pink Ranger in this still. What else is going on? I just have this on mute and we're just kind of skim through it. Hopefully if I just play it in like little segments like this, I won't get smacked with copyright. Okay, so this was interesting. We saw that they are using another Q-Ranger Megazord, and it looks like Ryuteo, so the purple dragon, it looks like that one's getting used. Because that's what that looks like, and Q-Ranger only has one purple Zord, so I don't think it could really be anything else. So I'm thinking that might be what they're using for Zato, maybe, because I mean the colors don't necessarily need to correlate with the Ranger. I think that's kind of their vibe with this whole Zord system that they're getting. So I don't know, but I mean that's surprising. You know, I didn't think I was gonna have to get more than Q-Reno, but I guess I'm gonna have to get more Q-Ranger mecha, which is fine, I guess. I'd rather get them now before the aftermarket prices skyrocket, because I have a feeling that's gonna happen. But yeah, just a lot of fighting in this trailer. if you can even call it that. It's really their first morph into the Cosmic Fury suits, and then a montage of clips and fights from the show with the Cosmic Fury theme playing, basically. But yeah, we get a lot of cool stuff with the Dark Ranger. We get Zato morphing into the Zenith Ranger for the first time, which looks really cool. And a little shot here. There are clearer pictures in the gallery on Ranger Board, but when I looked at it, it looks like this is Mick in this shot. So Mick and Billy are going to meet, so that's fun. And then this planet right here, I'm not sure what planet that is supposed to be. I don't know if it's Earth. I don't think so, because like there's a messed up moon here, so maybe it's the Prime Universe's Sentai 6 or something. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Bro makes me wonder if they're gonna do the Phoenix Robo. I don't know if they'll go that far, you know, because like I feel like it's already so much cramming. It's already cramming so many mecha into like 10 episodes, but I don't know if I guess if they just debut all the Zords at once, they can just like do whatever and just kind of have it be a fleet of Zords that they just know they can operate and just kind of interchange them throughout the 10 episodes. I don't know. We'll see. I think it's really interesting because the whole thing is just interesting because like there's so much freedom that this production seems to have, and it's just like really cool to see because Power Rangers, you know, obviously hasn't had this much creative freedom before, so it's really cool just to see what they're trying to do with the episode count that they have. Speculation is Eltar. Eltar would make sense, I guess. I mean, we've never seen Eltar, so I mean, who freaking knows? So more of Heckle fighting. We have Zato with the Red Morphin Master's staff. So yeah, Zato is like probably like a Morphin Master protege or something now. I don't know. He's definitely more than a Rafconian now. So that's interesting. Just more fighting with the foot soldiers. A lot of Zord fights. What I noticed in particular, like there was not a lot of stuff with Zed or any of the new villains. You know, I mean, we're just seeing a bunch of like monster suits here that could just be like generals and stuff like that. But yeah, not a lot of Zed in this thing, which I think is very interesting. We have Q Reno or the Cosmic Fury Megazord, and then we have I think this is probably going to be the opening shot with the Morphin Masters just kind of like flying through the battle, which is super cool. They're doing a lot of cool fights. I think I think if all else, we're gonna see a lot of cool fight sequences in this season, and that's honestly really cool with me. Yeah, so more explosions, and then so like this right here, this is the other thing. Like it could be Ryuteo, but I'm seeing too many colors on it because I feel like this part is blue, this is green, this is yellow, and Ryuteo can only take up to 4 or up to 2 Zords in its combination. So I don't know what that is. Maybe it's something else, or maybe they repurposed something or recolored something. I don't know, but that's interesting. More fighting, and then that shot we've seen a couple times now of the Rangers in the suits. Okay, so we skimmed through the thing. Let's go into the gallery that's on Ranger Board, because this is a lot more visually appealing. Because I think the biggest thing that has been really detrimental to like Cosmic Fury, like looking better in general, is like none of the stuff we're seeing shows off the suits in a good way, or like they don't I don't know. It's just like the way they're showing off the suits. It's like they're semi embarrassed to show off the suits, and it's like, you just need to show us the suits. We can't tell anything about this because, like, so like you look at the opening shot of the morph sequence, right? And so instead of the stupid black Under Armour thing that they've been doing the past few years with morph sequences, they decided to make kind of like an undersuit, which is basically what is under like all the padding of these suits. And I think this looks really cool, to be honest, because you're able to see the differing textures in the suit. Like in this picture, in this screen grab, you're able to see that there's multiple shades of red going on in Amelia's, costume right here. And you're able to see the differing shades in everybody else's suits. And I don't know why we haven't been seeing this level of detail in all of the things we've seen. So we scroll down a little bit more. This is a better shot. And see, like, you're just able to see more of that detail. It just looks so much better. And I think also a thing is, so this Under Armour piece right here is without the padding that they've added. Now, I will admit the padding is definitely a creative choice. It's different for sure. I don't know if I dig it all that much just because it does look so soft. Because I feel like if they wanted to do like armor plating or whatever, like pectoral detail like that, I feel like you gotta like make that out of plastic or something, or make like an armor piece. Because I feel like this right here, if you just put the little gold and silver shield over it, that's pretty much the standard like Sentai bodysuit. And so I feel like this would just look, the suits would look so much better with just this. So like this is the shot, because see, like, look how much detail you're seeing that we just haven't been seeing in any of the shots of these costumes, because they're still there after the the shield goes on, but you do lose a little bit of it because of the padding or whatever. So I really feel like for this part, they really would have benefited to make these out of kind of like a different material, maybe a shinier material, just something to make them look heavier, because these do just look, they just don't look great. They could just look so much better. And here's another one. Here's an even better shot. Like just seeing all of the detail on these suits that we just haven't been seeing. And that's just such a shame, because like, look at that. That's like nice, subtle, intricate details that break up the costume and make them look less flat than what we've been seeing. This shot's really cool. I really like this angle in particular. And can I just say, Tessa Rao, she knows how to film a morph sequence. She never disappoints. I love her. Like look at that. She's got the smolder right before she smacks the helmet on. Also, I love that. I love that they just like smack the helmet on their head. Love that little detail. It's kind of like a magical girl type of thing. I feel like that's like a Sailor Moon type of move, but it works here. I think it's really neat. But yeah, so we got Billy and the Dark Ranger right here. Man, that's just so cool. And also a thing that people have noted, the Dark Ranger is going to have a different helmet. So, this part right here that I'm pointing at was originally red when Death Ryuger came out in Japan. Now, the only time they've reused pieces of this suit was for the Kyoryuger 100 Years After movie, and they repainted the helmet to this silver for Kyoryu Navy. So I think it might be a thing where they repainted the helmet, and when Hasbro asked for that costume, they just sent the costume as it was and didn't bother repainting it, and Power Rangers Productions just didn't care about repainting it. So yeah, we might have a slight variant of the Dark Ranger that isn't in the comics, because in the comics the helmet does have that red stripe, but it's honestly such an inconsequential difference. It's really not that big a deal. I don't think they need to explain it or anything like that. We haven't seen the suit in live action, so as far as most people are concerned, that's what it has always looked like. You know what I mean? So I am wondering what his morpher is going to be. Yeah, in the comics, the morpher he began experimenting with was the Titanicharge morpher. So it might just be that, or it might just be whatever Dino Charge prop they had lying around at the time. It might be the flute. So I just couldn't remember if that thing had a port for a Dino Charger until someone reminded me earlier today. Toto's here. Hi, Toto. I'm not able to keep up with the chat as frequently tonight. It's a long story. It's moving on. So yeah, Dark Ranger it's cool. I'm just glad we're getting Dark Ranger in this thing, period. One of the biggest disappointments of Dino Charge was they set up everything perfectly for Heckle to become the Dark Ranger, and it seemed like that's what they were going to do, and then just for whatever reason, they never did it. I heard some people going off on Twitter today saying it was because they couldn't license the suit because it's from a movie technically, so it would be a different license. I don't know how true that is, but whatever the reason, I mean, it happened almost 10 years ago now. I don't care, but yeah, it was just disappointing back then, and I'm glad it's something that we're kind of just working on fixing now. That kind of seems to be the running theme for Cosmic Fury. It just seems to kind of be tying up loose ends that have been left in the show because of all of the limitations production has had. So I feel like a lot of this season is Becca and Alwyn trying to tie up as many loose ends as they can and just kind of like send off this universe in a decent way, which I'm excited about. Even if the quality is like more of the same, I think overall all the lore stuff that will be featured in this season, I think is going to be really cool. I think we're going to be doing a lot of cool explorational stuff, and that's kind of the part I'm most excited about. Yeah, man, we're seeing a lot of cool stuff. More shots of Zato in his new little Morphin Master protege garb, and an even better suit. Because, see, look, we're just able to see so much more detail in these shots because these are in higher quality, and I just don't understand why we don't have high definition images of the suits yet. That's so silly that they haven't done that. And here's that shot again I was talking about earlier, where we got Mick, Billy, Javi, Ion, Amelia, and Izzy. So I think this is probably when they find that little what's it called? That little rock tablet thing with all the Q Ranger symbols on it. And Eltar, maybe, again. More Dark Ranger stuff. He's just like fighting and stuff. Yeah, man, I don't know. Just so much cool stuff. And this shot of like the Morphin Masters like flying around, like I'm glad the Morphin Masters are like getting involved and getting their hands dirty. So I was watching, I try not to watch too many, like first impressions or things like that when I plan on reviewing something, because I don't want to like repeat what other people are saying. But I was watching I think the YouTube channel is called the Montyverse, and this guy, and I don't know if it's his girlfriend or a friend of his, him and her, they went over the Cosmic Fury trailer, and they had mentioned that the Morphin Masters and Dino Fury are kind of a Deus Ex Machina sometimes, with just the way they're able to explain stuff and able to do things. And so I feel like the stakes in this season are going to change, and like stuff is going to happen to the Morphin Masters that kind of escalates the threat a little bit more to just kind of like, you know, not make it look like the Rangers have an ultimate trump card on their team all the time. So, yeah, man, a lot of cool stuff, honestly. And I'm glad we got this, because the other thing we got this week was the first look at the Master Morpher. And if you follow me on Twitter, you know I was not too hot on how that turned out. That's a whole other thing. But I did want to bring this little tidbit up. Thomas Jujubee, you know, he's another Power Ranger Toku YouTuber. He had this cool like theory or whatever, and he said, "What if?" And so we know Fern is going to be the Orange Ranger, and so we know Mick is going to be there. We have the unused Dino Maru from Ninja from the movie, and maybe that's the dinosaur that her helmet is based off of. And I saw that and I'm like, man, that would be so freaking cool. That would be the coolest thing, honestly. Like, honestly, like, I just think it's so cool. We are seeing they have so much freedom with them just being able to film stuff on the ground all themselves, that they are just able to just do weird stuff like this, possibly. You know, where Mick, because we know Mick is going to morph again. Is Mick going to get a morph sequence? You know, everyone's asking about Heckle, but is Mick going to get one? Because Mick should get one too. He should get a morpher too, since he didn't get one last time. He just kind of like popped out of the Nexus Prism, morphed. But yeah, man, like I didn't even think about that. You know, just kind of using that as her like dinosaur spirit or whatever. I don't know, man. A lot of cool stuff tonight. A lot of cool stuff today. I was really happy to cap off the week with all that stuff for Cosmic Fury. You know, a lot of people just... I think people just have been wanting, you know, things have been changing with how Power Rangers airs, and it's kind of frustrating. It's hard to adapt to the change, and especially with the break, you know, for the brand coming up. It's just, you know, a lot of people just don't know how to feel, and they just kind of want to see shit. You know, we just want to see Power Rangers keep going, and you know, I think, like, I've been excited for Cosmic Fury. You know, when I found out, you know, so much of this was just gonna be you know, original footage with, you know, just splicing basically what seems like the best parts of Q Ranger or Zord footage. You know, I think that's cool. I think that's I think it's a cool way to go out, and my hope is that I'm really hoping this does well. You know, I hope most people anyway in the fandom are not hoping that like Cosmic Fury fails or whatever because they didn't use the Q Ranger suits or whatever the frick your reasoning is. And if that's your reasoning, I mean, you're kind of a shitty fan anyway, so I don't know why you're around. But you know, lost my train of thought. I was talking too much. Lost my train of thought. Do not remember where I was going. do you know where my thoughts were headed? Because I sure don't. Okay, you kind of see more detail of the... And you actually see stripes on the tiger render. That's interesting. Man, that's like freaking goldfish brain. I had a whole freaking thought I was going through, and I just totally fucking forgot it. That's really annoying. yeah. Anyway, I'm hoping it does well. Okay, that's what I mean. That's where I was headed. I think most people just want Cosmic Fury to do well, so that way it instills some confidence in the brand with Hasbro. I think that's people's biggest fear, more than likely, is that they just want to see, they just want Power Rangers to see some potential in Power Rangers. Hopefully I said that right. People just want Hasbro to see some potential in Power Rangers. Yes. Hopefully that's what I said. Teto says, low-key reminds me of people who are into Transformers but are upset whenever we can see Optimus Prime's mouth. That's just like... I feel like a lot of the animated series for kids do that. But there's some that they've done where they just like throw on a mouth plate later for like his super mode. I don't know. Yeah, people are weird about like changing stuff and things we're used to. And there's a lot of change happening in just this one season. I feel a lot of firsts for the brand and a lot of, for the show. But I think that's such a good thing. I think I'm really hoping it pays off. Because yeah, I want it to, It might be risky. It's definitely a big risk, doing what they're doing. But I don't know. I really hope people show up for this and show out in a really good way. If you don't have like a Netflix membership or account or whatever the frick, get a trial and sign up when this comes out. Because that's kind of like the big thing. I think a lot of people are wondering like how they can support Rangers because of the way it is airing. And, streaming subscriptions are kind of the big thing right now. It is a weird time too because, most of the actors can't promote it because of the, writers and actors strike. I think they'll try and do stuff with the New Zealand actors because New Zealand actors are under a separate contract, so they're allowed to comment on stuff in regards to the show because they don't work for the same unions that are on strike right now because those are all American based. So I'm hoping they take advantage of that. It's just a shame because like you can tell like Hunter really wants to like say stuff about the season and she just can't, because she wants to support her union. And like I love that she's standing firm and like supporting her union, but it does suck for her and Russell and all the other American cast members that just can't, because they want to be supportive of their unions. They just can't talk about this thing they worked on and this cool experience they got to have for the 30th anniversary, the 30th season of the show. It's just, it's kind of sucky. But yeah. But anywho, I think that's about all though. I can't remember if there was much of anything else I really wanted to talk about tonight, besides that. But yeah, I don't know. I've been kind of weird with Power Rangers recently. Jesus, what was going on with my voice tonight? Yeah, Power Rangers has been weird lately. Like trying to get into it and enjoy it, but I'm excited for all of this. I don't think there's a doubt, so I think it'll be cool, and hopefully we'll do some cool stuff. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna transition back. Yeah, let's transition back, and let me take another sip of this coffee. Oh, good lord. I talk a lot on this show, you guys. Then again, that's kind of the point. It's a podcast, isn't it? Yeah, I can't remember if there was anything else I really wanted to talk about. I don't think there is. So we might just cut it there, you guys. Oh, Esta's here. What's up, fam? How you doing? I am ready to see how people react to Cosmic Fury 2. I really want to do... God, I wish I could do like a watch party or something. Because I don't think... Because I'm trying to think of how that day is going to go. Because it does come out on a Friday. So I'm still debating if I want to... I don't know. I'm debating if I want to stay up, binge the whole thing. Because, I mean, I can't call out of work. That's just not a thing I can do. So, I think I might try and see if I can go into work early so I can get out early. And maybe binge most of it before the show. Because I feel like that would be a great time to talk about Cosmic Fury. I think at the very least what I'll do when Cosmic Fury airs is I will watch the first episode when it comes out at midnight. And then I will do the podcast episode about the first episode. And then the following week, I think we'll just do the whole season all at once. And that seems like a fair idea. It'll also give me some time to kind of like sort out my thoughts. Because I really don't want to like just blow through the whole show in like a week and then forget about it. Because I feel like everyone's going to do that. You know, everyone will watch it all on Friday. And then we're just like, okay. And now there's nothing left for Power Rangers for an undeterminate amount of time, you know? So, or, yeah. So, I don't know. I do kind of want to do a bit of a slower burn, but, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think at the very least on the 29th when I do that episode, that'll be... let's see, it's the first today, so 1, 14, 15, 16... Episode 17 of the podcast. So yeah, that'll be the thing we talk about. At least the first episode. So, you know, be excited for that. Yeah, I don't know, man. I like Power Rangers. And I just hope this does well. I want it to do well because it's just so much original stuff. It's stuff I've wanted Power Rangers to do for years and like just step out of its bubble and be creative and do all these cool things. And, you know, even if I don't vibe with every single thing that they do, I'll still appreciate that they're trying stuff. You know what I mean? Because, like, they've been in such a rut the last 10 years that, you know, if they start taking chances and doing stuff, I'm all for it, dude. You know? Try it out, see if it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. But if it does, it does, you know? So, and the thing is, too, also we have to keep in mind, because, you know, I don't think, Dino Fury is, like, one of my favorite seasons in any capacity. I think it's only, like, slightly better than what we've been getting in recent years. I think the second half of Dino Fury is better than the first half, for sure. But I think it's very samey in a lot of regards. But, you know, I can't deny that it definitely leaves an impression with certain people and, you know, people outside of the fandom, because a lot of people have a lot of nice things to say about Dino Fury. And, you know, that's kind of what is important, you know, for as far as I'm concerned anyway. You know, if people are talking about Power Rangers in a positive way, even if I'm not fully vibing with the show, there's still parts about it that I'm enjoying still. You know what I mean? So, I'm hoping we're beginning to see that progression, that evolution, that we've been kind of clamoring for years. And Simon has said that it is a little bit more focused this time around and just more story driven. So we'll see what a lot of that means. A lot of people talk. I'd rather just see everything and figure everything out. What my thoughts are myself. But yeah, I don't know. It'll be cool, man. I'm excited for it. So yeah, I think we'll cut. I think we'll cut it here for tonight, guys. I can't think of much more to say. I probably could have asked a guest on or something. But then again, I don't know how to set that up. I would probably have to go back on StreamYard again, and I don't want to deal with StreamYard's bullshit. So I'd rather do it this way. This is fine. So yeah, man, I'm excited. September 29th. I'm honestly stoked. I'm here for it, and I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm just so ready for new Power Rangers. I'm so ready for new Power Rangers. But yeah, man. Do I have any announcements or anything weird going on? Any milestones? Channel hit 1,010 subscribers this week, so that's cool. We are inching along in viewership. Also forgot to mention my demographic changed a little bit. I don't get too wrapped up in the analytics of stuff, but I do just need to keep a pulse on it. And I noticed that my 99% male identifying viewer base became 95%. So that's cool. There are women listening to me talk about this stuff, so that's cool. Shout out to all the girlies out there. Love you all. Thank you for listening. But yeah, man, that's going on. What else has been happening? Last week, was it last week? Yeah, last week was the second episode of the podcast since it started, that hit over 100 views in a week. So that's awesome too. I love that. Thank you so much for tuning in and checking out the show. I really appreciate that. I'm still figuring out what I want this show to be. I didn't think it was going to be so Power Ranger centric, but then a lot of Power Ranger stuff started happening, so it was just kind of a thing that happened. And I'm trying to figure out just like how to go about talking about certain things when I'm not, when Ranger stuff isn't happening, because Ranger stuff isn't happening a lot of the time. You know what I mean? Especially right now. So I would love to still talk about certain stuff. At the beginning of the show, I did delve into certain topics and stuff that I, it was a little bit deeper and more meaningful to me, and just kind of was able to just kind of have more of a casual conversation about stuff with certain things with you guys. So I'm hoping I can figure out exactly how I want to do that type of stuff and do it in a way that makes sense and that you guys will enjoy as well, because that's kind of a thing I am trying to juggle. So, bear with me while I'm figuring that out. I appreciate a lot of you been tuning in week after week and showing out. I do appreciate it, and I don't forget who shows up, even if you're just like lurking or whatever. I appreciate that you're here. So, anywho, I'm dragging this out. Right? I'm dragging this out. Yeah. So let's go ahead and end it for tonight, okay? Thanks for watching tonight, you guys. I appreciate you tuning in and checking out and hearing my thoughts and my rambles on Power Rangers. Next week, it's anyone's guess what we're talking about, baby, because I don't freaking know yet. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll see you next week for another episode of Friday Night Show.